OBS. OBS on, because no editing. So, if you're like me, you want to hear this first of all about sleeping. If you're like me, and sometimes you have trouble sleeping, and one thing I have a trouble with is I need to have some kind of light on, and I need to hear some kind of noise. I've read studies about this. Recently it came up. It was not like I go research it. I read it. It's something like soothing, like a lullaby, they say. And like our favorite shows when we watch them, a lot of times we put them on in the background and we listen to them, and it's something soothing about we've heard it before or something like that. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I think makes me feel like not as a crazy person, because my wife is a person that wants to be in the dark, no noise, and thankfully she puts up with me to get what I want so I can fall asleep. I have trouble sleeping a lot, but I do need to listen to something. She's big on putting on The Office, Seinfeld, things that we've watched a million times, and just lets it play. Just background noise. And sometimes it's hard when you're trying to sleep and you hear it and you start laughing or something. But most of the time, it just works. But this guy, Midnight Marvel, he works with Hush Theories. Hush Theories, though, has nothing but scary movies, Stranger Things videos to go to sleep to, which is crazy. Like, I was like gonna shout him out and be like, check them out. So if you want to listen to Stranger Things while you're going to sleep, wow, I did all that without me really talking. So if you want to listen to Stranger Things, Stranger Things going to sleep, you can, but I highly recommend, if you're a Marvel fan, because they only do Marvel so far. Midnight Marvel has only been doing Midnight Marvel. He released this up to 4 days ago, so it's pretty new. So again, if you have trouble sleeping and you're like me, you need to hear something, and you have your TV on so it's a dim light, that's what I need to fall asleep. And I came across this because I watch a lot of videos about meditation. I watch a lot of videos about Marvel. I watch a lot of videos about content and whatever. Somehow this came on my algorithm, and it is amazing. So check it out. We'll play a little bit of it so you get kind of a taste, and then I'll talk to you a little more about it.
See a long, lazy wander through some of the stranger corners of the franchise. Or you've never seen a Marvel film in your life, and the algorithm has decided that's an oversight worth correcting.
That's kind of how I got here.
Either way,
Marvel
welcome.
Algorithm.
I'm glad you're here. This is a long one. We're going to spend a fair amount of time walking through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not the films themselves so much, although they'll come up plenty. More the story underneath them. The casting decisions that nearly went the other way. The corporate fights that almost broke the whole thing apart before it really started. The cancelled projects, the recasted heroes, the bits of cosmic lore tucked into corners most viewers walked straight past without noticing. The whole iceberg, if you like. The familiar stuff at the top, the weirder and quieter material the further down we go. A small note before we begin, this isn't going to build to anything. There's no big reveal at the end, no twist, no payoff you have to stay awake for. Each section is its own little thing, sitting alongside the others rather than building on top of them. You can drift off at any point, and you won't miss a moment that mattered. If you wake up in the middle of section 9, wondering what happened in section 3, the answer is nothing. You're fine. Go back to sleep. The whole format is built for that. If you happen to enjoy this sort of thing, calm, meandering, slightly nerdy, and you want more of it, the subscribe button is there. It's free, it helps the channel an enormous amount, and that's the only time I'll mention it. After this, no more nudges, no calls to action, none of that. Promise. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, just to set the table, is now somewhere in the region of 40 films and over a dozen television series, depending on how you count it.
2 hours long.
If you struggle with focus, this sound might...
I don't want freaking ads to pop up while I'm doing this, for crying out loud. So what he does is just, sometimes he does it in order, sometimes he just does facts or whatever. It's interesting. The other one I watched the other night, or listened to when I went to bed, was about facts you may not know, and they talked about people that were going to be cast and stuff. Really interesting stuff, really interesting, but it's all calmly talked to you.
Funny. And the bathrobe man, the punchline of the most controversial twist in phase 2, has become an enduring character.
Nice and calm.
Marvel apparently quite likes
and
him.
Gives you this.
And while we're on this topic,
noise in the back.
There's one other small course correction worth mentioning, which is the way the Abomination came back. Emil Blonsky, played by Tim Roth, was the villain of the 2008 Hulk film. The film, as we've covered, became the MCU's
made for you
awkward
to go to
outlier.
sleep, but
For
actually
years, the character
hear
existed
things
only in that
while you're
film.
going to sleep. And it's
Then
something
he
you like,
appears
which
in
is kinda cool.
Shang-Chi as an underground cage fighter.
But it's
Then he turns up in
it
She-Hulk
works
as a
around
spiritual guru
the idea
who runs a
of
wellness retreat for villains. And is
these
genuinely
videos
lovely
made to help you go
everyone.
to sleep. I've listened to a lot
The
of videos
reframing
that
is
help you go
total.
to sleep.
Same actor, same
But again,
character,
we always
same
put on like
backstory,
Seinfeld, The Office, something like that.
completely different vibe.
I always have to have a little bit of a light
Marvel
on.
doesn't apologise
Like I
for the
said, God
original
bless my wife. She
Incredible
likes
Hulk
dark,
film.
no noise,
Exactly.
but she'll
They
play
just
with
keep
it.
bringing
She'll let it
pieces of
happen.
it back in a slightly different key.
The light's probably the biggest thing.
Until the original
But,
feels
the
less
TVs
like a
are a little
separate
glow.
thing and more
But
like
this
an earlier
guy,
movement.
brilliant
in the same
idea.
song.
I don't know how long he's been doing it. Again,
This is, I
my
think,
bad
one
to
of the
Hush
franchise's
Theories.
quieter
They
strengths.
do only Stranger
The
Things. I
willingness
think
to
that'd be hard to
revisit,
go to sleep to. But
the
if
patience
you
to wait
like
years
it,
before
cool.
paying
He has a
off a thread.
million videos of
The
it.
comfort
But
of
Midnight
letting
Marvel's only
things
doing
just
Marvel.
fade if
I
they
would like him
don't
to do
work.
more franchises. That'd be
It's
awesome.
not always graceful, but it's more
He
graceful.
gives you like
than
this
most
one's the iceberg
franchises
of
manage.
Marvel, and he just talks
Anyway,
very calmly. They
Speaking of
have
long-running
a
revisions,
soft music
there's
in
a
the
separate
background,
negotiation that's been
and
going on
it is
for nearly
the
3 decades,
coolest thing to go to sleep
and is
to.
somehow still not finished.
I kid you not. I have
That's
problems
where we're
going to
going
sleep.
next.
I discovered
You know
it on the
what's strange?
algorithm.
Spider-Man's
And
film rights
go
have been
to this
actively
guy and
contested
try
or
it out. If you like
renegotiated
movies,
in
Marvel,
recent years,
whatever,
particularly
and you need
following
to sleep
failed
and you don't mind
negotiations in
listening to
2019.
something while you're
The
sleeping,
character first hit cinemas properly in
it
2002,
just gives you this
and basically every 5 to 7 years
nice
since then,
little
there's
soft
been a new
story.
round of negotiations, deals, breakups,
Like he breaks down
and
right now
reconciliations
about how
between the
Sony
various studios
had
involved.
problems with the studios.
Most franchise characters get one home and stay there.
It's really
Spider-Man
interesting.
has been more like a child of divorce, moving between houses depending on which parents'
mean,
lawyers.
How
won the
cool
last
this
round of
is!
calls.
Like I think this is a
We're going
brilliant
to walk through the
idea.
whole saga,
These guys that do
because
these
it's quite
videos to help you
one
go
of
to
the
sleep,
most
they'll talk.
interesting business
Some will
stories
take you on like a journey. They
in
walk you through the forest. Some will just
The
talk
original
about you
deal goes back to
relaxing,
the
closing
late
your eyes.
1990s.
This is a whole new
Marvel, as we've
approach
established,
where you
was
just talk about
backwards.
something someone likes,
Spider-Man,
and they
or
listen
even
to it.
then,
And it doesn't have to be
their
loud. I don't have to
single
put like
most valuable
I'll put on
character.
Spider-Man Far Away from Home sometimes,
Sony Pictures
but then I'm
bought
like,
the
oh
film
man,
rights
like
for somewhere in the region of 10 to
it's
15
loud
million
sometimes. You
dollars.
got to lower it,
In
and then you can't
1999,
kind of hear it.
various
This is so
reports have
subtle
suggested
and stuff.
the
You get to
figure
hear
was a
something
bit
you
higher or
like,
lower.
and it's interesting
7 is the
stuff.
number that gets
Like I
cited
said, if you're a
most
big
often.
Marvel fan, you're gonna know a lot of these already, but it still
Sony
doesn't matter.
got
You're just and you're
Spider-Man
thinking about it while you're going to
and a long
bed and you
list of
fall
related
asleep.
characters.
It's so
Venom,
nice.
the
Sometimes you're gonna want to
Sinister
listen through it all. That's the only
Basically,
problem.
the
You
entire
might help you keep
Spider-Man
up, but
supporting
I
cast.
recommend if you do want to
deal
listen
had
to it,
specific
don't do it
expiration
while you're
points
tired because you don't
and
want it,
required
or if you want to listen to
renegotiation
everything,
with conditions
don't
including
plan
the
on to it when you're going to
requirement
bed.
that Sony release
Plan
a
on
new
it.
Spider-Man
Just
film
listen to it when you're up
every
because you know
5 years to maintain
it'd
certain
be
rights.
not working.
Sony
If you're going to
had
use
to
it
keep making
and plan to sleep,
Spider-Man films,
go listen to it when you're tired.
otherwise the
When you're going to
rights
bed,
would
because
revert
you'll go to
to
sleep.
Marvel.
But this will help
As
you
long
if
as
you're
they were
having
actively
trouble sleeping. I
producing a
believe.
new Spider-Man
Again, I have a lot of
movie
trouble sleeping,
every 5
and
years, they could keep the rights.
this
as
came up
long
through
as
my
they wanted.
algorithm, and I think it's brilliant.
Sam Raimi made
I don't
his
know if he's
trilogy
just gonna do
between
Marvel.
2002 and 2007. The first two
He's
films
calling
are widely
it. He's
considered
called Midnight
one of
Marvel,
the
so I don't know if
best
he's just gonna
superhero
do it.
films ever made.
But
The third one is, depending on who you ask, either a
like I said, if he did other
misunderstood mess
franchises,
or
it'd be
just a
so
mess,
cool.
but commercially,
Because there'd
did
be
fine.
other things like I've never heard
Tobey
before,
Maguire's
maybe.
Peter Parker became the defining version.
And
of
when
the
I fall
character
asleep, I pick up
for a
where I
generation.
was.
Sony made a great deal of money. There were plans for a Spider-Man 4 and a Sinister 6 film, and a whole
I mean,
expanded universe.
How cool is this?
Then in
Let's be real.
2010, Raimi walked away over creative disagreements.
This is like
about the
so.
direction
I
of
mean,
Spider-Man.
I'm just blown away how cool of an idea this is. I think it's awesome. I think everybody should check it out. If there's more things like that, point me to it. Or, you know, if you get the idea and want to do something like this, I would hate for you to bite their idea, but we all share the same ideas. This takes a lot of work. This guy lays out 2 hours of nonstop talking in a soothing voice with no interruptions, besides if a commercial comes on. I think when I play it at night, I don't really get commercials, but if you pay for YouTube, of course, premium, you're not gonna get commercials at all. But a lot of times when I play it on my TV, I don't get as much commercials. When I'm on my computer, for some reason, I do more. So that would kind of interrupt it a little bit. But other than that, I think it's a really good idea to have these videos, because again, there's sound of inner peace, relaxation music. So you listen to something like this, we're probably gonna get an ad. That's the only thing with some of these. It's like, you're gonna give me an ad like in the middle of sleeping or whatever. It kind of sucks. But these are just for you to go to sleep to, you know. And they're nice. They're very good. It's meditation, yoga, stress relief, Zen, deep sleep. They're cool. They will help you. You know, it depends your vibe. what you like. But there's things like that you could go look for that can help you go to bed. But the fact for like a comic nerd or a movie nerd, Marvel fan, this is such a cool idea.
There were shared characters in the
I look for things to go to sleep to because I need to hear something. I grew up in a household where people were up when I was going to bed. I'm just used to hearing people.
Carrie Ann Moss's Jerry Hogarth was a lawyer in the Daredevil universe and appeared in the Netflix series Sort of.
I just think it's so cool. Like, it's such a cool idea. It's really cool. Yeah, like I said, if you want to take it up and try on your own, cool. I don't want to take away from them, but again, I'm taking away from other people too. What I do, I piggyback off a lot of people's content because I want to talk to them about it, and unfortunately, I don't know them, so I can't talk about it. So I do my own. But you could tell this guy puts a lot of work into this. This is 2 hours nonstop. He doesn't take a break, and he keeps the same calm voice, the same soothing music plays the whole time, and he gives you nothing but a whole story. Like I said, he does have one with Marvel Facts was the one I went to bed to last night. Now there's the lore of Doomsday. It looks like he did. That was a month ago. So it takes him some time. 3 weeks of lore, 3 hours of MC lore to fall asleep. 2 hours of Marvel Facts to fall. That's the one I went to. I went to bed to that one the other night. That was 7 days ago. 3 days ago. So he's been knocking them out. 3 days ago, the lore of Thanos is terrifying. I just think it's brilliant. 100 obscure MCU theories to fall asleep to. I'll probably put that on tonight. I haven't listened to that one yet. I've only listened to, I think, the Iceberg and then the Marvel Facts ones. Like, some nights I'll put something else on. But I think this is just genius. It's brilliant for any comic nerd that likes Marvel or movies and needs to go to sleep. And again, some people don't want to hear anything. Fine. If you don't want to hear anything, don't do it. You don't need to. But for people that have trouble sleeping and they want to hear something to soothe them to go to sleep, but they don't want something loud and pounding, but they just want to be calm, this is brilliant. I really am looking forward to him doing more. I actually want to try to contact him and say, hey, do you plan on doing something more than Marvel? I think doing maybe comic stuff, because I don't know if he just knows all these. He had to research. He knows so much. If he wants to do like DC things, does he want to do comic stuff? Does he want to go into other franchises like Harry Potter? You could do Game of Thrones. You could do anything. I don't want to hear Walking Dead. I don't think. Game of Thrones might be a little rough too, but there are some rough parts in it because you want to have a gentle sleep. A gentle talk, a gentle lullaby, getting you to go to sleep. So you would have to find the right things. Like MCU, there's not too much where you're going to talk about stuff that's going to like, oh man, I don't want to hear about this while I'm sleeping. Especially how he keeps it kind of grounded in a way. Like even when, like, let's say Multiverse of Madness, he doesn't get in complete detail of like demons and crazy crap like that. He just kind of outlines a little bit of how the story happens and stuff like that. It's really good. It's really fitting. And I think, again, if he did do something like Game of Thrones or something like that, you could make it work. But like I said, the other guy that Hush Theories, who he's working with on these, his channel has nothing but Stranger Things, and it's to go to sleep to as well. I just think it'd be harder to go to bed listening to things about conspiracy theories, trying to figure out ideas of the show. Especially a lot of it has kind of like Stranger Things. What I like, it's not really horror, really. It's more nostalgia, scary. I don't know how to explain it. That's why Stranger Things I think is great. It's just so different, but it to the point it doesn't really. Nothing would really be said to disturb you, but there is things they're going to be talking about that's might not make you feel the greatest going to bed. You want to feel happy going to bed. But yeah, I'm serious. I'm about to get in contact with this guy somehow, and ask him if he is up to doing other things. And I don't know his plans because he's already done 11 days ago, 8 days ago, 7 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago. He's knocking out all these Marvel lores or Marvel videos because one is obscure theories to fall asleep. Again, I'll probably listen to that tonight. I haven't seen that one. The lore of MCU is cursed. I don't know what that means. Lore is cursed. 2 hours of MCU facts, and then the Iceberg, and then Thanos is terrifying. And then they have the 3 hours MCU lore to fall asleep to. Is that the same one? Avengers Doomsday trailer breakdown to fall asleep to. That's weird that that's 2 hours long, talking about the trailer. I'd be interested to hear that. That was a month ago. I'd be interested to listen to that. But I just think this is such a cool idea. I don't know. I feel like making a video about it. I'm probably going to upload this immediately. I have other stuff that I have to put out, but probably put this up immediately because I think it needs to be told. It's new. It's fresh. People need to jump on this bandwagon, support this guy, have him make more stuff. And it's good for you. It's good for you to go to sleep. Sleep is a good thing. Sleep is healthy. It's good for your mental health. I have mental health issues. I need sleep. And this helps me. I'm grateful that there's something like this. I listen to a lot of other videos, like I said, to help me fall asleep. If I can't sleep, meditation things, soothing things, take you on a journey, slowly, quietly talk to you. But this is really cool. The idea of talking about this in such a manner with the calmness is just really smart, I think. And you could tap into a whole new market with this. He's already getting 1.6 million views on ones from 8 days ago. Like, that's nuts. Is that 8.1 million views? This guy doesn't even need my help. I don't get any views. Is that 8.1? Yeah. Jesus. 11 days ago? So this is going to be a thing. I think it's going to be a thing. He knows it. He has all these lined up. I just want more. I want more than just MCU. Because this is good. This is a lot of good stuff for MCU. And I'm big on MCU. A lot of this stuff I do know. Because, again, if you're a big MCU fan, you probably know a lot of the background stuff. Who was going to get cast, who wasn't. But it's still nice to listen to when you're trying to go to bed. But I would like to see other franchises. I really would. I think that'd be cool. Don't do Fast and the Furious franchise though. I don't need that one. But yeah, I just think this is a really cool idea, and I think people should check it out. So that's it. Yeah, give this guy some support. Check him out. Go to bed with one of these if you like to listen to things going to bed, and shutting off OBS because we do no editing. Bye.